Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Just going to do a temperature reading. 14 degrees Celsius inside. 60.2 Fahrenheit inside at 68% humidity. Still kind of humid and wet. It is a dark, damp day out. It's 63.9 Fahrenheit outside with 78% relative humidity. So, there you go. Yeah, kind of nasty, dark, dreary day. It's quite cool in here, so I shut this window. It was open a crack. I left it the other day there. I have some spools of wire that I was able to get. 10 gauge. I got the color coded, of course, so I get the black as my negative. And then I also have the positive red wire, also 10 gauge. So there's about, I'm guessing, 100 feet on each roll. And yeah, so I'll be using this stuff. I should get rid of this bag for a second. Yeah, my clock's kind of messed up, but I don't want acid getting on that, so here, I'll just put it on the bed, I guess, for now. Yeah, I'll use this little towel to kind of keep my countertop, you know, roughly safe. So yeah, I got my wiring. Now, I thought I have to put the survival blanket onto my next sheet of plywood before it goes up. But before I get to that, I think I'm going to start doing some wiring, guys. And I'll have to connect that wire to my battery. And I think I'm going to run everything off the bigger battery here, this blue one. So I have a positive pole here and a negative pole there. And everything is in float because I have nothing running over here other than that LED light that I just turned on. And first I gotta uncrate the spools and see what kind of connection will actually fit on them. I'll have to break out my electrical box that I just newly put together and go from there. So I'm gonna put this thing up here. And I should throw a knife in there. That's one thing that would be handy to have. I got this little dull box cutting knife here that I used at the factory when I worked at the factory there, so that'll get things going. It's fairly dull, so have to do that. Yeah, I almost need a code in the tiny house today, guys. That's how cool it is. But once I get working, which shouldn't take too long, I should be okay. Yeah, so I had a couple videos, turn the viewfinder. I had a couple videos demonetized because of swearing. That was when I was putting up the some of the framing there, but I figured that would happen, so I gotta no longer swear. And I think I can't even say the S word for SHTF videos now either, so that's kind of lame. Oh, okay, here we go. 10 gauge. So that's some pretty heavy duty wire there, guys. 10 gauge. And I think that's the way to go. Now, I gotta figure out if a lug is big enough to fit on here just right. That way I can just put these suckers right over my battery terminals on that blue battery. And I think they are. Oh yeah, look at that. Awesome. So, before I put these on, I think, no, it is this size. This is the size because I do have bigger sizes here. And the screw terminal is only about this size on the battery back there. So I'm going to be using two of those, of the smaller size lugs. And then I have my lug tool here. And that will work just fine. So that's good. Really good. What I'll do is this is too thin, so I need to flip my gauge over. And I will be doing, I'll just trim the end of this wire so, you know, the majority is inside the lug, so we have good contact. Use this pencil, and that's about the size I want for that wire, I think. So the blade's actually there. Oh yeah, that worked really well actually. It's a bit tight. Did I include pliers in here? No. Let me grab a piece of pair of pliers there, and we'll see what I can get done. Okay, just pull that insulation off. There we go. And now, this should fit in nicely. Quite nice. Whoops. Give the copper a little twist for stability. And then that can be crimped right down onto there. And that one is ready to roll. So I just gotta do the positive now. And I'm loving this new tool from Wish. This is called a coax wire cutter. And you just kind of flip this orange thing to the certain gauge that you're looking to cut. And it's I'm pretty happy with this. Okay. I won't do it as long as that one was cut, but... And all you do is with one finger kind of spin, and the blade will sink in and go all the way down to the copper. And then you can just... Oh, I pulled that one right off that time. Perfect. Didn't need pliers. And then you set your lug in there. And that's perfect. That's really good. Love that new tool. That's really good. It's not very expensive either, so that's really great. Okay, so these are prepared. Now here's the tricky part, guys. I gotta run these wires back up in the ceiling and fasten them somehow. And I will run them. Maybe I'll run them along this wall because the battery that I'm going to be connecting to is down in this corner. I can run everything down. I think that's the best way to go. Now, all I can do really is, what I'm going to do, I think, is either staple the wire to the tops of the 1x2s up here, and then go around on the other side, staple them at the top of the solar wall there, and go from there. And what I can do to make things, I think, a little simpler is I will tape these wires together via some electrical tape, and that way I know these two will be, that's my way of knowing what these wires are doing. And they will probably come down this back wall in this corner, and then I will have to bring them over to about here where the back of the controller is going to be mounted. What I'll do is I'll bring them down here and just stay below this, across these 2x4s, run them down in, and then that should satisfy that. So that's the next thing I got to do, guys. So we'll see on that. I'll set the camera up and see what we can get done on that. Okay.